By 2030, 45% of prime working age women between 25 and 44 in the U.S. will be single, the largest share in history, up to 41% in 2018, according to a study titled Rise of the She Economy. In total, the single women population will grow by an average annual rate of 1.2% through 2030 to 77.5 million, with a 0.8 growth rate for an overall U.S. population. Among the total female population over the age of 15, the percentage of single women by 2030 will outpace that of married women and rise to 52% from 49%, according to a study which was based on the Census Bureau data. With this information, I couldn't help but focus on a show that gave many women an idea of being elderly and single as a lifestyle. A show titled The Golden Girls was broadcasted back in the mid-'80s, lasting to the '90s. The show itself is based on 4 women who were divorced or widowed that lived together, still dating, and at senior citizens' age. When the show was pitched in '85, they promoted it to speak to all the other elderly women who actually could relate to the concept. They went to a well-known producer, Susan Harris, to help with the idea of the show. Her thoughts in the creation of the script says a lot.
It's a portion of the population, like I said, that's been ignored, that really needed a voice, needed representation. I didn't set out to teach so much as, number one, entertain, and number two, show people that life goes on and can be exciting and full. One can be independent, attractive, vital after the age of 40, after the age of 50.
Susan Harris took a crack at a pilot script. She decided the Golden Girls weren't going to spend their days in rocking chairs. These women had jobs, boyfriends, and most importantly, each other.
Now, as time goes past, more and more women are single by choice. But what exactly is driving this? Well, more and more women are choosing to delay marriage and focus on their careers. For the same reason, women are choosing to delay childbirth and have fewer children or stay child-free. And increasingly more women have chose divorce in their 50s or 60s. Now, although the Golden Girls characters are mothers that had a sisterhood, they were women that were divorced, living together, still in the dating market, and of course lonely. It gave the idea that women living together with a social status and single was not as bad as it may seem. It wasn't based on an economic system for them, but for them to actually live fully without men. One of the characters that stand out the most in the show was a woman named Blanche. Her personality was based on promiscuous behavior, high life within the nightlife, sassy and flirtatious. She was the homeowner that everybody lived in, and she even mentioned sleeping with over 100 men in her show. This particular character's lustful personality has a shocking similarity to a lot of the modern women's ideals when it comes to dating at a certain age.
Well, once I did a handstand and almost got my balance, and I only dropped my baton 4 times. And when I was finished, I was unanimously voted captain of the cheerleading squad.
Blanche, how was that possible?
Underneath my regulation uniform, I was wearing little black French lace panties, bearing the words, bonjour. Or was it bon appetit? Roger, Edgar, Bert, Leonard. Well, what are they all doing here?
I invited everybody in your address book.
The little red one by my nightstand?
No, the little black one next to your hot body oil dispenser.
Wait a minute, fellas. Now, no need to rush off like this. It is my birthday. Who wants to be the first one to spank me? What about men? Are there lots of men in heaven?
Oh, Blanche, come on.
Well, you asked her about God and Jesus.
It's much to the delusion that the sassy character of Blanche, with an ego of always being desired by men no matter her age, hanging out in the nightlife and still sleeping around, was okay. They see this as their reality as they get older, that women can be past their prime and have this freeing lifestyle still with a high sexual market to men. Now you can imagine the effect this show could have on women back in the 80s and 90s, how they looked at this comical show as a well-off way to live. The influence of the show itself gives me the idea that modern women can possibly see this as their futures, that they can be substantial with their financial status and just the sisterhood. So is this the outcome for all women by 2030? Will this be the only option left? Another study that was published about single mothers being the majority of being evicted or homeless is another question. Many single mothers walking out of their homes to provide for their children are not reaching the accomplishments of financial security. It even questions if they are prioritizing the basic living costs. Many have child support payments or some form of extra income, but are still not meeting the needs for shelter. They also don't plan for retirement or emergency funds to prevent such from happening. So what will be an efficient way for women to keep from homelessness? This show can be a clear-cut look into their futures. Many of women today desire male companionship and need a living arrangement they can manage. The choices made just to live life to the fullest instead of prioritizing the responsibilities given can have many women living like this. Modern women have been sold this fantasy and raised up even more women to expect this as reality. It broadened the idea to the point that marriage and children can come, but shouldn't stop you from your own desire of pleasures. Now, I know it's a comedy and a late night show in the 80s, but it reflects a lot in modern society if you take a look. We are now at the both streams when it comes to relationships. The single mother epidemic and the childless modern woman with the selfish lifestyle that has no desire to be a mother. If you're a mother, that's not necessarily going to complete you. And if you're not, there is no need to even try. So what's my thought? This honestly is the sad reality that many women may have in their future. This is a lifestyle that they actually are choosing. They have been given a vision that you can live it up in your 50s, 60s, and 70s and be happy with just your girls. Sleep with many men and enjoy all the pleasures you desire and feel you deserve. Imagine how many women grew up in this concept. With the live your best life trend, we now have many more women freezing or skipping out on their eggs to make that happen. They fell for the lie that they can find a husband later or don't even need one at all. They are not realizing the truth. The truth on how men don't look for premenopausal women to date. The truth on the overwhelming loneliness they will have at night. The truth on the importance of the family tradition and how much more fulfilling of a life it is for women than the instant comfort of the sisterhood lies. They pretend they know men by the natural desire of men and thought they were just simple enough to go with what they can only offer, their body. They thought they can have a continuous route of income just with men's pockets. They expected their worth to be everlasting. Times won't be easy for modern women. When the economy worsens, they won't have the backup plan of men's wallets. They won't have the looks to finance their lives, and they won't have the youth to keep working as hard as they think they are now. Modern women believe in the lies of the sisterhood more than they believe in family, so the economic benefit they can have with this bond is living together, growing old together, depending on one another, and hope the other can maintain their part of living expenses. If the sisterhood is as strong as they make it seem, then it should be no problem working this situation out. Keep feeding each other the nonsense to stay lonely and unworthy, that y'all are better off putting yourself first than anyone else. Because misery loves company, so y'all will do just fine. You all could become the golden girls of the future. But what do y'all think? Don't forget to like, comment, share, or subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell to alert you for all my next videos. You can also support my content down in the description link with all my other social medias. And as always, I thank you all for watching.